Obama is getting the star treatment in the Southland tonight. The president is here to raise money for the Democratic Party and to court the youth vote.
Part of that strategy involved an appearance on a late night talk show. KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan is live in Century City, where the president is staying overnight. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Lena and Sylvia. You know, we've seen this before. Earlier today, police blocking Avenue of the Stars now here in Century City, just as they blocked streets during the day in Hollywood. Although I must say the traffic here is no match for the rush hour traffic in Hollywood earlier in the day. Now, this evening, the president took part in a roundtable discussion and fundraiser for the Democratic Party. And at this point, he's on his way back here to Century City, where he's staying for the night. And at several points during his travels around the Southland, he was greeted by large, enthusiastic crowds. There were cheers of support for President Obama as his motorcade arrived in Santa Monica, where the president took part in a roundtable discussion with about 25 people at the home of a major entertainment talent agency founder. The event was a fundraiser for the Democratic National Committee, and some of those who attended paid more than $33,000 per couple to be part of it. The president is spending the night in this Century City luxury hotel, which is surrounded by blocked streets, lots of law enforcement officers, and super tight security. So tight that some people said police were blocking those who had reservations at the hotel from reaching the building.
Yeah, I have a reservation. I just can't get to the hotel. They told me I probably can't get there for a few hours.
Earlier in Hollywood, where the president was interviewed by Jimmy Kimmel, the crowds gathered early.
Mr. Mulhenry, Mr. Mulhenry!
From the Muscle Man to Sylvester and assorted video game characters who perform along Hollywood Boulevard, this was a day to remember, the day the president came to the neighborhood. But for some businesses along the boulevard, like this tattoo shop, where the manager says there's usually a big crowd of weekend tattooers on Thursday, things were pretty empty. Perhaps, she said, because of the traffic and congestion that accompanied the president's visit.
It does slow our business down a good bit. There's not enough traffic coming in. So it does. We do suffer a little bit, but not too much. We can handle it.
Not a big deal.
That's a small deal.
Small deal.
Small deal.
Mr. Obama arrived at LAX with Senator Barbara Boxer and Congressman Ted Lieu from West LA, who flew out with him, and Mayor Eric Garcetti greeted the president with a handshake and a hug. Ironically, First Lady Michelle Obama, whose motorcade traveled through Burbank this afternoon, was also in Southern California to shoot a TV interview on The Ellen Show. But there was no indication whether she traveled with the president or connected with him sometime during the day. Well, as we said, the president on his way back to Century City. One of the things he did today when he was in Hollywood, as we mentioned, he was interviewed by Jimmy Kimmel, and one of the things they talked about was the racial controversy in Ferguson, Missouri, after the police shooting of a young black man. Here's what they said.
We don't yet know what happened. Our thoughts and prayers are with the officers and their families, and thankfully, as you said, they're going to be okay. What was beautiful about Selma was reminding ourselves that real social change in this country so often has happened because ordinary people are willing in a nonviolent fashion to make their voices heard.
And the latest we have again at this hour, the president on his way back to Century City, where he will spend the night and where again you can see traffic being blocked on Avenue of the Stars. The president again will be staying here and is expected to arrive shortly. We're live in Century City. Dave Bryan, KCAL 9 News.
All right.